Welcome to a Friday edition of Around the Table with Dan and Ann. I'm the star of the show, Dan Reynolds, and
I'm the star.
You want to be the star?
You know
today?
what? I'm going to tell you something, though, people. If you really want to know who the star of it is Dan, because
no, it's not.
You know, he does a lot that you don't know about.
I can't do this without you.
Well, not this portion of it, but you do a lot of the. You do, because you have the TV station. You know, you do a lot of that coordination of all that. So I'm not going to. I'll give you kudos. And now I'm the star.
I sleep most of the afternoon anyway. I go to the office. I go from where I go here. I sleep the rest of the day.
Well, probably because you're exhausted talking with me the entire time. Trying to keep up.
Being around you is exhausting to a certain degree, and your husband will back me up on that one.
He doesn't say it. That's all I have to say.
When he comes in a room where you're at.
Yeah.
And you start talking,
or
wait a minute, you don't really talk about one topic.
No, it's multiple,
several, and you don't know when they're going to shift gears.
And you also don't know that you ever need to reply. I mean, I got it.
With you, why would we?
I got it.
Yeah.
I got both sides.
So when he comes to the room and you decide to shift that gear,
yeah,
he's looking. I could leave through that door, or this one. Or that one over there.
You know, I got to tell you, I get home about 9:30 right now since we've been doing rehearsals and all. But and then it's usually I have to, I can't go directly to bed.
Well, you're keyed up.
I'm keyed up.
Yeah.
So he just sits and he says, "Well, how'd it go?" And I said, "Do you want to know? Do you really want to know?"
He said in his mind, "No, I don't really."
He probably is thinking that because he's in the middle of watching something. This is his downtime.
Yeah. But he's
a good husband.
He doesn't have to ask, but he does.
No, he doesn't.
And honestly, he probably really wants to know.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He knows he's not going to really have to say much because I'll just spit it all out and then I'll say the other side.
He knows it's your time to empty that vessel.
And he's probably thinking the whole time, though, man, I wish he'd go to bed.
No, he's probably not saying that.
I'm kidding. Just like Dan probably thinks, dang, this hour takes a long time sometimes. No, I think that we both do our thing.
This is our job.
Yep. Well, it's not, for us, it's not just a job. I mean, we enjoy what we do. I guess it is a job, but we do it. Yeah. Because we enjoy it.
Yeah, just being able to bring people in from the community.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds kind of fake or plastic, but
it's not.
I really enjoy that. I really enjoy interacting with what's going on.
Right.
Finding out new things and being amazed, being in wonder of wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
And we hope that's translated to our audience for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who are we having on the show today? Do you know?
Landon Curtis. He's with the Buffalo National River Partners.
The new river that's competing with the Buffalo. It's the Buffalo.
You're a twit. And also he has brought Casey Johannsen. I don't want to say her name wrong, but
Casey.
She's with the National Park Service. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll find out about that.
Yeah.
He asked me specific. What do you want to talk about? And I said, well, let's just get an update, and then she can talk about whatever as far as the Park Service is concerned.
Yeah, we're having them after the 9:15
ish
break.
The 9:15 break, which is usually 9.
We never stay on time.
No, we don't. But you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
But good morning.
Good morning.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Woohoo!
And we got a big thing happening Saturday.
What's that?
You're in a play.
Oh, I am in a play.
And I've got tickets, and we're coming.
Yeah.
And Hillary, she's coming to the play.
Beamer's
coming to the play.
And Lisa Johannsen, who's with New Country 102.9, is in the play, as well.
She's a disruptor. Is her character disrupting?
You just need to come see it. I'm not going to give you too much info on that. But tonight is opening night, so break a leg to all my buds.
Okay.
Here we are.
Yeah. And there's a lot of wigs in this.
There's one, oh, Dan, I have a picture of me in that wig, and it's just, y'all have to come see the play just to see the wig I wear.
I saw a picture on Facebook yesterday of somebody had put several pictures. I think it was Katie had put some pictures.
You saw that wig.
I saw that wig, and I go, okay.
Well, it needed a little touch-up.
Well, it needs something. I would pull it off and set fire to it, but I'm sure it's going to play real well with the character.
There are still tickets available for both weekends, and I'm here promoting both. Of course, I'm partial to the one I'm in, but
of course.
But there's an equally talented cast that will be next weekend as well. And if this weekend doesn't work out for you, please come to the performance next weekend. And also, it's kind of a neat thing to think about seeing one cast of people and then going and seeing another cast of people. And there's always room for interpretation from your actors. So it will be quite interesting. Unfortunately, I will not be able to come to the one next weekend, but I'm going to come during the week.
Well, that's the week that you'll be off. And
I'll be gone.
I'll do the show. And I've got a guest host.
Wait till you find out who.
Well, I can tell you who's going to be
on.
Who
is it?
I.S. Beamer, because last time that you were gone, I had got various guest hosts throughout the week, and he came up to me after I'd already secured everyone, and he says, "Hey, I'll help you on that week if you want." And I go, "Well, I've already got it set up, but I'll ask you the next time." So he's going to do the morning show, and then he's going to come in here, and we're going to do our little shtick with him.
Yeah, so there, and I'm not going to promise there's any dirt road dirts that week. I'm not going to promise anything because I'm taking off.
All right.
So there you are.
All right.
Anyway.
Do you know
but wait. Steel Magnolias, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
on
Friday,
these
Saturday.
2 weekends are the same. Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday is a matinee at 2. There you go. All right.
Now, did you want to talk about the kids 2 o'clock on Saturday?
Please make an effort, especially if you have kids that might be interested in kids theater. There's a theater company of the Ozarks workshop for kids that has been going on this summer, and their production of Aristocats is going to be at 2 p.m. this Saturday. And I invite the public to please support these kids. These kids are the future of who may be in the lyric theater, and if you enjoy this type of thing in theater, hey, perfect opportunity.
Is that an abbreviated version?
I'm sure it is.
Usually
it
is. Kids version
is
what, half an hour or maybe in an hour?
It's condensed
40
for
minutes
sure.
or whatever.
But
so it's still a good production.
It is. And these kids have been learning about lighting and tech and sound and all the things that go on to get to the
future
theater.
Thespians.
It certainly is. Yeah. So I would totally encourage you to bring your children.
Okay.
All right.
What do you think the weather's going to do this week?
I think there's a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. We'll see. Partly sunny with a high of 86. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. 1 hour.
Are you just making this up? Or
no,
guessing?
It says 1 hour between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. About the time I have to go to the lyric.
What?
Be soaked. That's what it says. Mainly between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Do you see that?
No, I don't.
On today, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly between 4 p.m.
I
don't. Dan can't read today.
I was looking at the 5 miles per hour. Thought though you were getting that wrong, but no, between 4 and 5. Well, by God, if it's going to rain, that's when it's going to do it, right? So get your umbrella at 3:59. Right in the house, get your umbrella. Come out at 4, and it's going to rain for a solid hour.
And then put your whatever. And then tonight, there's still a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 2 a.m. Then a slight chance of thunderstorms and whatever after 3 a.m. Chance of precip is only 30%, though.
Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms continued before 10 a.m. Then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Well, these are like isolated pop-ups.
I know, but you know what? Do people really want to know all that?
Apparently.
Are they going to remember that it's between 1 and 2 or any of that? Probably not.
Thunderstorms likely after 1 p.m. on Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a high near 82. Calm winds becoming south-southeast around 5 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 70%. So if you're going to do anything, you might want to do it Friday afternoon. And then Saturday night, 20% chance of showers continues with a low around 67. To Sunday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 85. Sunday night, low 69.
Then Monday's 20% chance of showers, high of 91, low of 73 Monday night, and then a 20% chance on Tuesday. And then the rest of the week, it's, high 90s and mid 70s for
96,
the low.
97, 98.
Thursday's a scorcher there.
Looks like
Looks like 97. Okay. Thanks for letting me do a little bit of the weather.
Well, you jumped in.
I did, because I had to.
Yeah, you had to. That's what you have to do with me. Just jump in. You ready for some topics
I
to
think
ponder?
we need to go ponder something.
Let's topic this ponder.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Can you find peace in the storm? And if so, how?
If you find an overpass, you pull over and go up to the very underneath part. That's where you find peace in a storm.
I got nothing. You need to have that dumb looking hat on right now for saying that.
That what?
That furry looking hat you have in
that
here.
hat.
I think that would have
Okay.
been perfect for that answer.
Can you find peace in a storm? Well, yeah, I guess you can. But you have to really concentrate.
Yeah, I think so
You
too.
have to point your mind in that direction. It's kind of hard.
It is.
Yeah, when you're flustered.
In turmoil.
Are we
it's
talking
hard.
a physical storm like rain and showers?
I don't. I think it's in. I think it's not physical, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You interpret that however you want.
Kelly and I were watching a series. It's about the eye of the storm, is what it's called, the eye of the storm, and it's documented real life people that have videotaped themselves in the middle of a
Storm.
storm. Yeah.
No, what kind of like a?
Well, a tornado.
Oh,
and
okay.
there's a the episode we watched last night. It was called, I can't remember the name of it. It's a conchacha or something, but it's not a concentrated tornado. It's like a wall of wind, and it's like 100-mile-an-hour winds, and it just comes through and it tears everything up. But there was some footage of people holding their phones, and the roofs come off and that kind of thing.
Wow.
But
I think
that's
is
affected people.
Sure.
Sure, it does.
Of course it does. And like we say, I don't know if this is a personal storm, that type of thing,
Yeah.
or if it's an actual storm. But the graphic indicates it's a storm with lightning.
Oh,
So
okay.
you do it. You interpret it however you want to.
Well, if you got a storm shelter, you'd find peace there.
I do have one, and yes.
And literally, not literally, but figuratively, if you have a storm that's going on inside you, you
Yes.
can find peace in different things.
I'm sure different people have different ways
Yeah.
to do that.
So we want to know what you
But-
think, right?
Yeah,
Go to
I
our-
guess simply our answer is yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You go to our Facebook page at Around the Table on Facebook and look for the stormy meme or the graphic.
Something you put on here may very well help someone else.
Sure.
So please engage.
Get engaged.
Yeah.
Please do. Please do.
Please. And there is your topic to ponder.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
The Andrea Doria looking like a colorful but big and dead hippopotamus. The ship's 3 swimming pools emptied of water over the side the hard way. And down goes the Andrea Doria.
This was yesterday.
This was yesterday's. I don't know what is the deal.
I don't know either. Anyway, today in history, 51 years ago today, President Nixon refused to obey subpoenas that ordered him to hand over the Washington tapes, the Watergate tapes. Among those who disagreed with his decision was Watergate Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox.
Okay. We'll see if this next one's...
I don't think so.
Okay. You want to just read them?
Yes, let's do.
So, another today in history. 34 years ago today, President George H.W. Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act into law. He hailed this act as the beginning of a new era of civil rights.
Okay.
And then next, number 3 there.
Number 3 is 34 years ago today, the House reprimanded Massachusetts Democrat Barney Frank for his ties to a male prostitute. Frank had employed the man and allowed him to use his apartment. As House members prepared to vote, Frank spoke to them. We don't hear what he's had to say, but he did.
We don't. 19 years ago, NASA's manned space program roared back to life with the launch of Discovery 2.5 years after the Columbia disaster. A 1-pound piece of foam came off the external fuel tank during this liftoff, forcing the shuttle fleet to be grounded almost a year while NASA again redesigned the tank.
Okay.
All right.
And then 14 years ago today, over 92,000 classified documents detailing incidents related to the war in Afghanistan were released by WikiLeaks in the largest leak in U.S. Military history. CBS News correspondent David Martin explained the significance.
Okay. Let's see. 81 years ago, Mick Jagger was born. One of the biggest hits with the Rolling Stones is I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and they were at Thunder Ridge, their final destination of their tour that they've just been on.
Did they already play?
They have. It was on Saturday night, or the 21st, whatever that was.
How that went.
I heard, I just saw some things on social media about it.
Good?
People had a blast and thought it was great. So,
Good.
there you go.
There you go. I think Mick Jagger's the same age as Biden.
Is he?
I think so.
He's still rocking, evidently.
Anyway, he's up there dancing around.
Yep.
Here's another birthday cut. 79 years ago today, actress Helen Mirren was born. She's won an Oscar for playing Elizabeth II in The Queen.
Yep.
All
and
right.
65 years ago today, actor Kevin Spacey was born. Spacey won a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor for his role as Frank Underwood in the Netflix series House of Cards. Spacey has been accused of multiple allegations of sexual assault.
Okay.
I don't know where all that stands now either, but
Yeah, I think it's still going on.
yeah.
And our final birthday cut for today is 60 years ago today. Actress Sandra Bullock was born. She won an Oscar for her role in Blind Side.
That was a good flick. If you
So
haven't seen
she's
it, go
60
watch
today.
It. Wow.
Yeah.
She looks
She looks good.
Good for 60.
For 60, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk with some people from the partners of the Buffalo River.
Yep.
Buffalo National River. And we'll find out about what they're doing. And
Not
maybe
the Buffalo River.
Buffalo. Not the Buffalo.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be right back.
This Flow Report, powered by Explore.
Hello.
And welcome back to Around the Table. And you want to introduce who we've got? on the show
Yes,
today?
we have Landon Curtis with the I called it Buffalo a minute ago. Buffalo National River Partners. And then Casey Johannsen with the National Park Service with us. And they are here to, well, I wanted Landon to catch us up briefly on the Buffalo
National River Partners.
Thank
I got you.
Landon. And how maybe other people could be involved in that. And then I'm going to let Casey talk about the Park Service, and she's got some thoughts on that to share with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are the Buffalo National River Partners, which is a mouthful. So a lot of times BNRP is what
Thank
people,
you
if an
for
acronym helps,
simplifying it.
So we are, I've been describing this recently sort of for people that might not be familiar with organizations like ours, friends groups or partner groups. We're in some ways kind of like a booster club to the Park Service. You know, the Park Service itself has certain things as a governmental entity that it can't do for itself. So, you know, Casey in her, for those that can't see, her green and gray Ranger get up here. Casey can't go out on the square and solicit volunteer assistance or fundraising or, you know, some different things that as a ranger she cannot do. So we at the Buffalo National River Partners can kind of work with Casey and her team and the rest of the folks at the Buffalo National River unit of the National Park Service to kind of figure out where their needs are and how we can help. Whether that is cleanup events like what we have coming up in September 28th is our next river cleanup, where that's one of our really popular kind of volunteer opportunities. That's a excuse to go get in a canoe and float the river, and while you do it, pick up trash and you know I was telling Casey I just went on a leisure trip recently, and we kind of did our own little impromptu cleanup, and it's unfortunate, but we found a tire, or you might find, you know, cans left behind, or farm dump runoff. So we have some places in the upper, middle, and lower district that we like to hit from year to year, just to make sure everything is, you know, well kept,
pristine and kept. And you want people to enjoy it, and you don't want to have the trash.
Exactly.
There.
Yep. So that's like our probably most longstanding program is really just the grassroots volunteerism of you know, helping in those areas of need. And then since we've last visited with you, last we talked, we were without a superintendent at the Buffalo National River. So since then, Superintendent Angela Boyers has come on and gotten settled, and so we are now working closely with her and with Casey and others to kind of you know, dissect what her long-term vision is for the Park Service and help them as best we can.
And can just anyone be a partner? Yeah,
I mean, there's we have tons of individuals, you know, well over 100 folks that, you know, whether it's they're actively volunteering or actively donating or both. And we have a lot of corporate support from local and regional organizations that, you know, are supporting what we're doing, which is to support the park's mission. So.
All right. Well, Casey, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. And I know you had some thoughts that you wanted to share with our viewers and listeners, and I'm just going to let you have the floor.
Sure, yeah. So to kind of dovetail off of what Landon said here, you know, the park can't do it alone. So we need those external partners, stakeholders, and that support from the local community. And so BNRP is a great way for folks in the local area to get involved and to help provide that support. It's a really fun group of folks that, again, gets together, and you can't be too upset about getting on the river, even if you are cleaning up some trash.
Right.
It's a good time out there and a good way to kind of build a community and get to know your public lands. The Buffalo National River was the first national river, and it's a park that spans through multiple counties here in northern Arkansas, north central Arkansas, and one that I think sometimes, you know, we may forget's in our backyard.
Sure.
And so it's a great way to kind of give back and refamiliarize yourself with the resources that are out there. The park has some exciting projects going on. Speaking of resources, for folks that are familiar with the Ponca area, down south of Harrison here, we've currently got the Beaver Jim Valine's boyhood home being worked on and rehabilitated, and so that'll be a project that...
Is that the one right there at 74 and
And 43.
Yeah, 43. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. So unfortunately, a tree fell on
Yeah.
that structure
Yeah, I
a couple
remember
of
that.
years ago, and that structure dates from 1850. It's real
Wow.
historical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we recently had a team of folks take the roof off and the damaged sections, and we're going to bring in a preservation team. The Park Service is bringing in a historic preservation team, and they're going to come assess the structure in the fall, and then work on more rehabilitation over the winter. So
good.
we're
And
we're
that's
really
something you don't
excited
really
about
think
that.
about. I think when you think about the Park Service, is that being one aspect
Yeah,
of what they do.
No,
So.
we not only protect the natural resources, but there's a lot of cultural resources here, and that structure is part of an important story in that valley, and one that is a very tangible reminder of what the park does to protect some of those stories of early settlers. And so we're I know the superintendent Angela is very excited to get some of these places rehabbed and safe again for the public to access.
Yeah, there's
wonderful.
several of those homestead cabins on trails that are they're not fenced off. I mean, you can actually go through them and walk through them, and they're great. How's the staffing of the National Park Service now? Is it full? I know there's several years ago they even closed down some of the camps and the restrooms, and is it back to normal again?
There's always some degree of turnover. We get folks, that get here, and then, the beauty of the National Park Service is that a lot of times you want to get out and see the world.
Sure.
That's why
Yeah.
that's why a lot of us do this. And so certainly there are people that come here for a period of time and then go on to other parks and positions. So the point of that is that you should always be looking for openings on usajobs.gov.
Yeah.
We do. We have a lot. We have some internship opportunities that are flying out there right now, and then some entry level positions that are also flying, as well as some management positions that'll be coming open later in the
Yeah.
year. So
Okay.
so we're getting there, and it's an exciting time to get a new superintendent and to kind of build a team moving
Sure.
forward with some of these projects.
Yeah.
Sure. And you mentioned the American Disabilities Act, so I wanted you to.
Yeah. Landon and I were sitting in the lobby, and we heard you say that today was the anniversary of that
Yeah,
act,
yeah.
and we thought that was very fitting, because another thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that the park has done a lot of work recently on accessibility. And accessibility in a national park is challenging, to say the least.
Yeah.
Mother Nature and the river, they oftentimes do what they want, despite our best efforts to maintain access points and things like that. But with that being said, it doesn't mean we're not trying. And so we spend a lot of time as a park looking at how we can improve our access for folks with physical disabilities. And we have some work to do. We've made some improvements over recent years, but we know that there's room for improvement. And so there is an opportunity for the public to comment on that. Through the end of the month, there is, like I say, a public comment period that you can find online. And if you go to our Facebook page, there's a link there that'll take people directly to the park's plan for accessibility. It's a draft plan, and this allows the public to give some feedback to us. It's your chance to have some input, again, on your public lands, and what kind of access do you want to see, whether it's physical access to the river, whether it's in our visitor facilities or our programming efforts that we put out there. We want to provide for all.
Right. So you mentioned a page that you could do that on, but I want you to throw that out so that people know how to do that.
Sure. Yeah. So it's through a compliance, a Pepsi link. So a lot of government jargon. But again, if they go to the Buffalo National River Facebook page,
Okay.
And scroll through there to it's called a SETP, or a self-evaluation transition plan. And so if they click on that link there, that'll take them into a website or into a portal where they can enter their own comments and feedback.
And obviously, people that travel here to go to the Buffalo National River can also comment. I mean, it's not just
sure.
for locals, because
No.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people from out of town that come and float the
yeah.
Buffalo
Oh, yeah.
and enjoy the camping and all that.
Yep, we want comments from folks from all places. So
So I have a weird question, but like right now, we've had some rain, we haven't. Where can you float
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
without having to carry your
Yeah, it's been an
Water.
interesting month here
Yeah.
in this region. So yeah, right now, the middle and the lower districts are going to be your prime floating. I know Landon just floated the middle district. Was that last weekend? And
Where'd you sit in and
Yeah, where'd you go?
We went Mount Hersey to Woolham.
Okay.
Okay.
And Wilson Marseille and I packed up and did
little
that.
Wilson.
Yeah, no, he's a former guest of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Wilson. But yeah, we packed up and did that. We did not drag in a couple of kayaks,
Good.
but the water has since gone down too.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we would have been successful going if we wanted to do that trip
Guaranteed
today.
Right.
it'll come back up. Guaranteed.
Right.
But
Of
you
course,
guys were-
spring is best for the Upper Buffalo because
Sure.
there's more water. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, that is the more reliable time frame for up there.
What is the very what the I can't think of what they call it. It's like someplace I'm not floating, but it's on the upper Buffalo. I can't think of what the. Never mind.
So
Thir-
Boxley to
Yeah.
Boxley,
Ponca.
Yeah, that area.
upstream from Ponca is the first real landing opportunity, but that is
That's for
we-
experienced.
it's for experienced
For crazy
floaters
people.
and then or crazy people. I think I consider myself both of those
Are
things. So
you?
we've done the Boxley trip a few times,
Oh.
but yeah, this is not the time of year to be thinking about that. So spring and fall, if you're a thrill seeker like that.
Yeah. Well, anything else that you want to share? Here?
Yeah, we've got some program opportunities coming up. So I just wanted to make a quick plug for tonight at Buffalo Point. We've got a ranger down there at the amphitheater starting at 8:30 that's going to give a program on bats of the buffalo, and
Okay.
he's going to have some acoustic sounds down there. So for anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about our native bat population, please join
Okay.
us at 8:30 at Buffalo Point. Also tomorrow night at Tyler Bend Visitors Center at 9 o'clock, we'll have a stargazing night sky program, and the ranger down there will have telescopes out, and he does a really fantastic job kind of orienting people to the night sky and talking about the importance of a dark night sky. The Buffalo is an international dark sky park, and we've certainly seen an influx of interest
Yeah.
from folks near and far wanting to
You can
take
and
that in.
what that means, you could really see the star clusters
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, we
Can't
have
see that in town very much.
No,
Yeah.
sure can't. You got to get out. So yeah, next to the river is a great place to do that. And then finally, we have an astrophotography workshop. It's a free workshop down at Buffalo Point on August 10th. And so again, our Facebook page will instruct you on how to sign up for that. But just trying to give people some opportunity to learn more about the night sky and
Right.
And that's
And
important.
I know occasionally they do programs at the Boone County Library as well, so that's a good way too to keep
And
up.
a lot of that recently has shifted. Rodney Arnold is one of our board members with North Arc, and so we have been utilizing some of the North Arc meeting spaces,
Okay, good,
JPH
good.
down there. I think that a lot of people are familiar with. That's where the past several of our programs
Okay.
have been. But all that information as far as educational programs that BNRP may be putting on or sponsoring is there on our website, bnrpartners.org. So there is a calendar of events where you can find things from educational to volunteer opportunities. If it's open for volunteers, it's there on our calendar. We've been doing a lot of work recently with local school districts, especially with the parents out there of any high school kids are really aware that there's some recent legislation that requires kids in that 9th to 10th grade age groups right now to have a minimum of 70 hours, I believe it is, community service prior to
This
being
is a great
eligible for
opportunity.
graduation. So yeah, we've been able to work with the great administrative offices across our different school districts to kind of give volunteer opportunities to kids and get them out there and not only benefit the river, but Casey and her team have done a great job of educating them about public lands and stewardship while they're there and kind of raising up that next generation of people that from our area that can enjoy the public resources.
Well, there's a lot to do around here. There's a lot of wildlife. I know I've seen more bald eagles in this area than I've ever seen. Is that something that you guys are aware of, or do you know why that's happening?
Well,
I know in the Mountain Home area they do have bald eagle watches. I think there's probably a lot over there, but I didn't know if you had that kind of program. And they have the they bring in birds from the zoo and those kind of things. I'm sure you guys have those kind of programs coming up in the future.
We haven't ever done a program per se on that particular topic. I know personally there are some kind of hot spots that I love to visit in the fall that are pretty reliable spots, within the Buffalo National River to see eagles, and that's kind of a favorite thing of mine. But that's definitely an idea actually for us to consider, because I know it's a hot topic and something that people love to.
Well, we'll
see.
settle up after that for that idea.
Yeah,
Got it.
and there's other things. I was a partner for a while. I was actually on the board for a couple you and I was amazed at how much work the volunteers and the partners did on the trail. You can't look at those trails and know that they just developed on their own.
Right.
I mean, people physically went out there with no vehicles. And just wheelbarrows and shovels and picks and made all of those trails. There's hundreds of miles of trails out there.
And
It's just
maintaining
amazing.
those is as much of a chore as it is to build those in some cases.
Well,
and so-
trees still fall across the path, and they've got to cut those
Same way
out.
with the river, which changes the trajectory. of
Yeah, I just called in a down tree to Casey from that
Is that
trip
what
we
you
took
do?
in. I don't know. She might have better instructions. I just happen to be pals with Casey, and
Well,
so I sent her a
sure.
message.
Sure.
But I don't know what the proper channel for reporting that kind of stuff is, but it's happening all the time. Just
Right.
Yeah.
whether it's across a river or on the Beaver Jim Valine's boyhood home, or
Right.
across the trail somewhere. It's a lot to keep up with. Not to mention just spring and summer overgrowth,
Yeah.
and then
Sure.
trying to weed it back in the winter. We
Yeah.
have a lot of
It's a lot of
volunteer
work.
events like that and ways to get involved.
We actually have an awesome gift here, and it's a gift. I call it a gift. We can take advantage of it free of charge anytime. So it's amazing what you guys do. Hats off.
Let
to
me
you guys.
ask a question. Are you available to? I know we have a lot of civic groups and things that sometimes are wondering about programming. And do you go out and speak to them if they contact and you're available? And
Yeah,
such?
sure. You
Okay.
bet. Yeah, we've done everything from library programs to senior living facilities
Okay.
to, of course, the schools and other civic organizations. So, yeah, groups like that just need to reach out to the park, and
Okay.
we'll do our best to accommodate those requests.
Wonderful.
Or I would say too that if there's a need that they can reach out to us as well at the
And you'll
partners
make
group,
sure- yeah.
and we can facilitate that with the National Park Service staff and arrange something.
Well, we appreciate what you
Yeah.
do. We appreciate what y'all do. So,
Would you come back
Of
and
course,
update us at some
of
point? in
course,
time?
happy to. As many times as you'll have us.
We'll put that. We'll put that
Okay.
little reminder in our calendar.
I'll remember that.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank
you for having
very,
us.
very
Appreciate
much.
you
Appreciate
coming
it.
by. If you want any more information, you can contact you on your Facebook
Yeah,
page.
Facebook or our park website at www.nps.gov/BUFF.
BUFF.
BUFF. Okay.
That'll get it. Thanks, guys.
Thank
We're gonna
you
take a quick
very
break,
much.
and we'll be right back.
The original KHOZ.
Yeehaw.
Guess what I've got?
I know what you have.
I've got some. Where's my camera here?
Paradise.
I've got some Paradise Cream ice cream.
Do you? Yeah, we get to
Let me turn
really.
that on. This is one of their pints.
We're gonna chunk some of that down here in a second, aren't we?
Here, you want to?
Yeah, I do.
Take a bite of that. We're gonna.
Oh! I might have
gonna-
messed up my camera.
We're gonna test this.
Taste test right here.
Yeah. If you didn't,
Holy
if
cow.
you're not watching this live, you didn't get that instant
I'm getting a
reaction.
big. Here you go. That's really, really good. Really, really
It's-
good.
Don't you think that it's creamy?
Mm-hmm.
It's really creamy.
I can't talk right now.
I'm gonna take a bite here.
That is yummy, y'all. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Are you?
I've never had this one. It's creamy. Anyway,
Quite tasty.
that's really good. And
And where is it from?
this is from Paradise Cream.
Yeah, Paradise Cream.
You know, if you're ever looking for something wonderful, like really creamy ice cream, and delicious too, I might add,
Yes.
head on over to Paradise Cream for a homemade ice cream experience. They have over 20 flavors, including this one, which is called Butter Me Up.
Butter
And
me
what
up
would you
is
what
good.
would you describe that as?
You know, it's not really a peanut buttery butter, but
No, it's not peanut butter.
I don't know.
It's different, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it's
in a
good.
good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
They have over 20 flavors, including non-dairy and vegan flavors that are always homemade and delicious. Located just north of the square on Main
Mm-hmm.
Street, next to the merchandise outlet, and you're on your way to paradise.
Go
When you
check that
Yeah.
out. Wow.
check it out.
That is really quite good. And like Dan said, that's a pint that you can buy and
You
take
can,
home
yeah,
with your.
take those home if you want.
Yeah.
But you can
Or
buy
you can buy them there.
the smallest 2 scoops, and then you can get either on a
You
cone
can
or
expand on
you
that.
can expand on that. If you want to, yeah, baby.
But it is
what I'm
very
talking
tasty.
about.
Thank you
Yeah.
for letting us taste
Now,
that
do
on air.
you want to tell them how we got this?
You know, a young lady, evidently an employee for Paradise Cream,
Yeah.
showed up this morning during the show prior to ours and had pints of ice cream and 4 different ones for us to try.
Different ones.
Yeah, and to focus on. And so Dan went and picked this one. It's like, good choice,
This is
man.
a good one. Yeah. She said these are the best
The best sellers.
sellers.
Yeah.
Which is Butter Me Up, and then Butter Pecan.
There was a chocolate one.
Butter
and I
Pecan
can't
is
remember what
one.
else.
One was
Oh, bourbon something.
yeah, that's
It was a bourbon one.
Yeah, it's the Butter Pecan.
Oh,
Bourbon,
okay.
Bourbon Butter Pecan.
And
so
then there's a, I don't remember.
different ones.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But check that out.
check it out.
Yeah.
You
What?
know, I just want to talk a little bit about. We've got another break to take, but
Yeah.
anyway, there's been a dog that was missing. You've heard stories like this before, where a cat leaves for 12 years.
Yes.
Well, here's a story about a dog that was missing for 9 years. He finally comes home. Back in 2015, Gizmo, the Chihuahua, ran away from home in Las Vegas, and the odds weren't good his family would ever see him again. Boy, were they wrong. Gizmo turned up at an animal hospital, and since it was microchipped, they knew who to call.
Wow.
They've all been reunited 9 years later, and he's 11 now. Dadgummit, he was
Isn't
only
that crazy?
2 years old when they got him.
Wow.
And isn't it timely that a Las Vegas city ordinance requiring microchips for dogs and cats takes effect next week?
I think that's a
Yeah.
feel good story, and
Yeah.
and that's one of the many reasons to microchip your animal.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know, GPSing your animal is a good thing too. And a couple years ago, we wanted to GPS one of our dogs, Sophie. But it was just the price was just too expensive.
Yeah.
But now you can get these little tags that you can put on the dog, and they're not that expensive. And the old ones only track them just for a few hundred feet.
right.
And the new ones go by GPS satellite. So
Oh,
even if
and
you
that's
got,
probably why they're an added price for sure.
yeah, but their prices come down. So anyway,
Hey, have you ever been to Jack in the Box?
that's not around. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. They've got hamburgers, right?
I've never been to one.
Okay.
So I know they have chicken strips because the story says a woman in St. Louis is in jail after allegedly running over a Jack in the Box worker because she forgot to give her ranch with her chicken strips. That's quite an extreme response. Court documents show that the woman confronted the manager over a missing chicken strip, which was replaced.
Yeah.
Then, upset over the lack of ranch in the bag, she spit in the manager's face.
Oh, that's what you do normally, right?
That's the normal response that we all do. Yeah. The manager went outside to get her license plate number,
Oh, my
and that's
gosh.
when the customer backed into her car. She is now facing 2 felony assault charges.
Do you think that
Give me a break.
Do you think the level of revenge has grown over the past few years?
Either that or we're hearing a whole lot more about
Yeah,
it.
I
don't know.
I think people are just have a lot of hate and anger.
You know, and I think that we are in a society where we talk more about things
Yeah.
or we expose our vulnerability. We expose a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that allows people to not put the brakes on,
Yeah.
you know, of humanity and just react.
Yeah.
And that's
I
not.
think, I think
good
it's like
thing.
watching a television show. You're watching live through a social media app or
And
something.
it's
yeah.
not necessarily a good thing.
With that in mind, there was a dad who chaperoned his son's fourth grade field trip, was accused by the principal of stealing a mug from a museum gift shop.
Yeah.
The dad knew he was innocent, so he called the museum, who realized the mistake had cleared him.
Mm-hmm.
And now his response to it all is going viral. You know what he did?
Tell me what he did,
Well,
Dan.
Because instead of getting even with the principal,
Like this lady did.
yeah, like this lady did, the dad drove all the way to the gift shop and he bought mugs for every member of the school's staff that he customized with a sticker that said, "Definitely not stolen."
Okay, that was probably a little spiteful, but in a nice way.
Well, if he did it in tongue in cheek, then he's probably saying, we all make mistakes.
Right. I don't think
But
he
if
was
he's-
ugly about it.
Yeah, but if he was doing it to make a point, then yeah, it's not a good thing.
Well,
Anyway,
do we need to go to another?
we do.
Our
We
last
need to
break
take
there?
our last break
Okay.
for our Friday show, and we'll be back right after
We're
this.
going to eat some ice cream while
Yeah,
y'all
we
are
are.
gone.
Hey, and welcome back. Welcome back. What are you looking
How
for?
about that ice cream?
Oh my gosh!
So-
You know,
Where are you going, Dan?
I'm getting the script here. We have to do these 2 times in the show. So I
Yeah,
wanna make
because
sure.
they're our sponsor, and we so appreciate it. And this
Yeah.
was an added plus.
But
for
I
them
don't
to
want to
bring
make
us
the I
some.
don't want to make the whole show about ice cream, but you know, a lot of these live reads on radio stations, if you hear them, you'll hear the person and that's it.
Right.
But this is a product that's pretty darn good.
Well, and they went above and beyond, obviously, by bringing us some because we do talk about them and we do appreciate them, and they are our sponsor,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that very much.
Now go try them out. So, you know, if you are looking for something wonderful and delicious and extremely creamy, I have to say
And
that's creamy.
goodness.
You got to head on over to Paradise Cream for a homemade ice cream experience. They have over 20 flavors. Count them, 20 flavors. And there's some weird ones there, but they all
Try
look,
'em all, whatever.
Yeah, they got
You'll
some.
find your
They got
favorite.
fruity ones too, if you're interested in that. Non-dairy and vegan flavors, and they're always homemade and delicious. Located on North Main Street next to Merchandise Outlet, and you're on your way to Paradise. They have cups, cones, and pints that you can take home.
Go check them out.
Check them out.
Did you know today is the start of the 2024 Olympics?
Today,
Yeah.
I saw a little news blurb that people are sick of the Olympics already.
I know, especially Americans or something.
Yeah,
It
Americans,
says they're
yeah.
sick of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I didn't read that article, but yeah. Anyway, National System Administration. National System Administrator Appreciation Day. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Control Alt Delete won't fix everything. You have to have people to do that, I suppose. Is that what they're saying? Yeah, National Talk in an Elevator Day. You know what? I think they really dig deep on the surface of BS to come up with some of these.
Yeah.
That's just my personal
Well,
opinion.
You're
It's-
picking them.
It's National Bagel Fest Day.
Where'd you see that at?
It's on Today Is.
Oh, okay. Bagel Fest. What the heck is that all about?
Bagels are boiled and then baked to give them their unique crunchy, chewy. It doesn't. I
Oh.
don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. Oh, did you know just one can have as many calories and carbs as an entire loaf of bread? That'll make you go buy some.
Are you
That's what it
serious?
says
No
here.
wonder I got fat
There
eating
you
those
go.
things.
Exactly. You think about it being kind of healthy, but not necessarily so, I guess.
A loaf of bread? One bagel?
That's what it says.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
horrible.
I've got to, the next time I go get bread, I'm going to compare.
Okay, please do.
Oh, that's so
N-
weird.
And that may be some specialty bagels, you know, and they may be this big around. I don't know.
Boy, they'd have to be.
Yeah.
National Aunt and Uncle's Day.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've got any aunts or uncles left. I sure miss them, though. I mean, I had quite. Aunts and uncles are fun.
I do on Richard's side, but she doesn't live
Yeah.
around here. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, if you have them, go do something with them. Because
Yeah.
they're not always here.
No, they're not.
Yeah. World Tofu Day. Do you like tofu? Isn't that made out of soybean?
I've tried to like it,
There's no taste.
but I don't. And the texture's weird, so I'm
It's-
not a fan, but. You know, whatever. National Coffee Milkshake Day. I could probably
I
stand
could do
behind
that,
that,
yeah.
especially on top of that
I like-
Paradise Cream.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, they've got some coffee stuff there too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Disability Independence Day. Well, we talked about that. The Disabilities Act
Yeah.
was signed 34 years ago today.
And then Saturday it's National Day of the Cowboy.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Bagpipe Appreciation Day.
Well, thank
know,
you all
they-
the bagpipers.
They've got a bagpipe or an Irish event over in Batesville every year.
Uh-huh.
And they had. I went there one year, and they had like 100 guys and girls in. Well, maybe they're all guys in kilts playing bagpipes. It's really
You
cool.
know, we have one here, and I don't know if he still works for the National Park Service or not,
Yep.
but Kevin Clark.
Cabot. Yes.
Chicken Finger Day, National Scotch Day, Cross Atlantic Communication Day, National Korean War Veterans Armistice
We
Day.
gotta go.
All right, let's
Hey,
go.
we'll see you Monday.
Yep.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Come see
you
Steel
there.
Magnolias. Bye.
All right.